My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am under attack. People are driving worms through me from a remote location. I can also hear their voices. They're very hostile, demeaning, they're negative. They keep threatening me and my family, and they are premeditating our deaths. They keep trying to control me. This is what I have experienced. 13 years ago, someone assimilated me into a hive mind. They put technology in my brain. I started to hear things and see things. Some of these people were nice, but a lot of them were hostile. Over the years, I became sicker and sicker. Went to the hospital multiple times. I could tell that I had foreign objects inside of me, especially my head, my ear, my brain. Yes, I'm being assaulted this morning. They assaulted my genitals and my brain again. So this is what I have experienced. There appears to be more space in the universe than humans can see. There are extra dimensions and an inverse. There's like a place inside of the particles that we are made of. It's like an inward expansion. We have biology in this extra place. When we die, we utilize this biology to have an afterlife. We literally cleave ourselves. We fly into outer space, the extra dimensions. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this biology before we die. So they remove their extra dimensions from themselves and they utilize technology and techniques to turn it into a vehicle, a biology they can drive around the upper dimensions. This technology also allows them to do a few things. First, it allows us to assimilate us into a hive mind so they can interface technology with our brain and link it to a computer. From there, people on Earth are able to communicate with each other and interact with each other in a digital landscape. We can see through each other's eyes and hear what each other hears. This technology interfaces with our sensory perception organs. I'm in pain. This technology also allows them to create surrogates to drive other organisms. They can drive humans, animals, insects, worms. They can do this in all dimensions. This technology also artificially stimulates neural tissue. It elevates neurochemistry like a drug. These people are also conditioned to practice Scientology and to create surrogates. They literally remove body parts from organisms for a living. It's their source of employment. These people claim to be affiliated with the companies Preservision, Yumas, and the Lizard Company. These people are criminal. They practice Scientology on people without their consent in an attempt to control them. They can isolate individual neurons and brain and parts of our brain and stimulate these neurons and brain features in an attempt to control emotions. They can control impulses. They can stimulate individual thought patterns. They also steal extra dimensional biologies from people for surrogate making. So they steal extra dimensions from people and create surrogates to sell to other Scientologists. So they're conditioned to remove body parts from people and to modify these biologies. They also have elevated neurochemistry. This conditioning, coupled with their elevated neurochemistry, is causing psychological issues in these people. Plus, they're criminal. They have developed a complex. These people commit crimes constantly: home invasion, stalking, invasion of privacy, mind control, illegal body mods, illegal human experimentation, weapons of mass destruction, biological warfare, assault with deadly weapons, torture, rape, murder, intellectual property theft, breaking and entering, destruction of private property, contaminating water and food sources. They have developed psychological issues like psychosis, delusions, irritability, anger issues, jealousy, greed, pettiness, machoism. So they assimilated me 13 years ago because some of these people want to merge with my mind. I'm an intellectual, creative. I write for fun in my spare time. I've inspired a lot of people on social media, gave them a lot of ideas. So these people have installed this mind reading technology inside of me in an attempt to steal my intellectual property. I wrote Crazy Bird Comics. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency. I wrote Divine Currency, Buffalo Dollars. Because my intellectual property is a plan to save the world, have come up with some kind of martyrdom narrative, which they're going to torture me to death like they did Jesus. Then they're going to use my intellectual property to save the world. These people they have developed a cult. They're religious zealots. Some of them are just conditioned to experiment on humans or body snatch. Some of them are conditioned to hurt people, combat professionals. So this is the world of Scientology. They have literally stole my upper dimensional biology for surrogate making purposes, for transplant purposes, and for torture purposes. They have stole my upper dimensional brains and they transplanted it into their own heads in an attempt to gain my intelligence, my ability to create. Then they have us linked. They use this technology to link our brains together, link my brain with other people's, in an attempt to utilize my thought patterns and my psychological conditioning. They harass me constantly and torture me. So these Scientologists, once they remove their biology from themselves and they move it into outer space, they expand at a rate greater than we do on Earth. They become big compared to us. They've developed a God complex. They see us as little Barbie dolls. They kidnap people. They traffic humans. They commit identity fraud. Once they practice Scientology on a person and attempt to control them, they try to assume their authority in the world. They like to do this with business owners and politicians, and government agents, the CIA, the FBI, and the military. They call them constituents. I was assaulted a couple days ago, right in front of my medulla. This morning I woke up and I was in pain. My head was throbbing. But it's okay, it's growing back. I'll be damaged there. This guy they call Hephaestus, like he always does, instead of allowing me to feel my pain, he starts cutting nerves, my upper dimensional nerves, to feel the pain. He doesn't want anyone else to experience it or to see that I'm sick. They won't get out of my biology. So before we die, we have an inverse. It is it is made of energy. It is like it's a different energy than we have in the third dimension or on this side of the universe. They can remove parts of it. It can flow. It can go through energy sources. It can go through electricity. It can travel through walls. It can travel through the ground. It is inside of the particle. These people are literally conditioned to assault biologies over and over and over again. They do it for a living. Several institutions are involved in this: radio companies, media companies, marketing companies, internet companies, tech companies, big businesses like oil companies, pharmaceutical companies, politicians, Congress, senators, government agencies like the CIA, the FBI, and the military. They're all utilizing Scientology's tech. So these institutions, plus their families, have created the Scientology population we have on Earth. I'm bad sick. Get off my property. You're breaking the law. Leave. They're quacked out of their heads. They are artificially stimulating their brain tissue this technology. It controls their thought patterns and their neurochemistry. They have kidnapped me. Now they're trying to torture me to death. Yeah, from in front of my medulla on this side of my head, through my top of my brain up here, all the way to my thalamus and my amygdala. It's all burning right now, and my sexual organs are hurting. So these companies affiliated with Scientology, they're utilizing this technology for several ways, and it's criminal. Media companies and marketing companies and social media companies, they're utilizing this technology to alter people's behavior and to invade their privacy. So they invade their privacy to try to get an understanding of what these people purchase on a daily basis. And then they use this technology to try to increase their consumerism. So they try to isolate thought patterns that have to do with buying things and desire, and they try to stimulate these thought patterns on top of invading their privacy. So the government's using it for surveillance purposes. That would be okay if they did it in a moral way. I mean, extreme extreme people, people prone to violence, or to try to prevent bad things from happening, but they don't. They're just as bad as social media and practicing Scientology on people. In the military, they wouldn't be that bad, but the Navy has something's wrong with the Navy. Scientology has screwed the Navy up big time. So the Navy don't belong to America anymore. It belongs to Scientology. I've been high for 13 years. I've had to live with these people, breaking the law. They're threatening my life. Get away from me. Get away from me. You're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. Leave. They're trying to pass a false narrative which says I'm a bad person. It validates their behavior towards me. I'm a kidnap victim. Rich people kidnap me in an attempt to read my mind, to steal my intellectual property, and to somehow gain my intelligence. So we are still connected to our biologies, even if they're removed from us. We still have to experience everything that goes through. I just got assaulted badly. I don't know where. I became really dizzy. Stop. Get away from me. These people have become criminal because there's nobody policing them. Nobody polices the upper dimensions or the inverse side of the universe. These people gain access inside of people's homes. They can assault people and alter their behavior. They can keep a lookout and see when people are coming and going from their homes and break and enter. They poison food and water supplies because they can drive worms and microbes. Some of these people are using Scientology for assassination purposes. Yeah, they tried to control me right off the bat. Then people got mad. I wouldn't accept their advances. Told them, get away from me. Leave me alone. Guess they tried to make me a constituent or a surrogate. They call them constituents. These these big ones are these rich people that practice Scientology on people. They like to kidnap people to control their lives. My dad needs me.